Welcome to Shelby Stitcher. This is Joan Parker. I'm going to show you how I use my template, which is just a canning jar ring, the small size, not the extra wide mouth ones, and how I'm going to trim down my batik pieces. I didn't use paper for the back of these because there was only one or two seams in each one, but I did lay the canning jar lid on it to make sure it was big enough. I had these little rectangles and I had a triangle, and I'm trying to keep all one color in the block. And this doesn't look very big to me, but if I place that just right, you can see that it's completely covered by my template. Something else that I use that I haven't brought up before, and remember that I'm trying to share tips and tricks with you to make your job easier as a piecer or as a quilter, is I keep a piece of sandpaper. Can you hear that? That's a piece of sandpaper from my shop, and I use it whenever I'm going to be tracing something so that it doesn't move from underneath. And if you press down hard enough, you know how your fabric tends to shift because fabric is, although it's a solid, it does have some movability to it. So there you go. What I wanted to show you is I kept the canning ring, my template right here. I had some options here, as I will with some of my other blocks, where I could have moved it closer to the light purple or farther down. So you can make your block look just a little bit different by moving your template around. And this one is the one that I didn't think was going to be big enough, but I had a square of this and the square wasn't wide enough. So I cut it in half and used it as a triangle because I'm being very careful when I machine stitch the applique circle down to the background. I'm using a zigzag stitch, and there's not really any consideration for the grain on these because they're fairly small. And I go around this a couple times because some of the fabrics just don't pick up the pencil mark as well as others, but you can just see my faint pencil mark there. So I'll trim these. And I already have picked out 16 backings from, again, my eclectic charm square stash. So these I tried to keep in the lighter variety, but as I cut those out, I will pin them to a circle and have several in a row to machine quilt to the backings. Now, I didn't get any tips from any of my watchers, my viewers, watchers. Oh boy, I got a lot to learn. I didn't get any tips from working with batiks from my viewers, but one thing I had a question about is I can't tell the right side from the wrong side on these fabrics. Is there a right side? Because if there is, I'm not seeing it. Now I'm going to take this little piece, which is about 1.25 inches by 2.5 inches, and I'm going to put that in my stash of scraps of batiks because I've made this whole pillow with them already, and I didn't even think I had that many. So here's another where I just kept the purples together, and then I had this one, which I was going to show you for the example of moving the template around. I could get this greenish, this darker green strip right in the middle, or I could move this all the way over and just have a little bit of that light showing underneath here. And I sort of like the offset look, plus it gives me a little wider strip here for saving for later. So I hope you found this helpful, and I just keep my little piece of sandpaper behind my rulers because it's completely tucked out of the way, but on an occasion like this, when I needed it, it's right there for me. I've made this quilt top, or this pillow top, I should say, from practically nothing. It's stuff I had laying around in my sewing room, and so that's just a reminder to you to use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.